Greetings and happy Samsung Day. Today was Galaxy's Unpacked event where they released 2 new phones, 2 watches, and a ring, which piqued my interest because I'm just trying out the Aura ring to see how I like it. I have not seen much of this yet. I'm really not a Samsung person. So I didn't think I could add anything to a conversation about Galaxy because A, I'm not very knowledgeable about it, and B, it's not my thing. But I figured what we could do is watch the MKBHD video, and then I'd love to react to it as a Pixel user and kind of see what my impressions are of these devices and kind of what I'd be expecting from like a Galaxy Watch Ultra, because that is one of the things I've seen versus like a Pixel Watch. So let's do it.
Hey, what's up, y'all? MKBHD here, and today Samsung had
I haven't watched an MKBHD video in a while, actually.
In July, and they announced 2 new phones and 3 new wearable devices. So I'm going to start with the 2 new phones. This was the
especially the ring is big. I really like this size wearable. This is very comfortable. It's so much more comfortable than having to sleep with this. I do really like my sleep tracking. It doesn't help me in any way. I just like seeing how I slept because I don't always sleep that well. So I really like having this around. And if you're outside running, which one leaves a smaller tan line? It's this one. So I'm really excited to see what that looks like.
reveal of the newest foldables. So you got
I really
Z
like
Flip
the
6
I'm
and the Z
pointing to my
Fold
screen
6.
as if you can see what I'm pointing
in
at.
general,
I really
these phones
like
are
the
very much
flat
still
edges.
minor iterations on top of the last year. Shocker. I was actually thinking about that. Like, this kind of feels like a dismiss.
The flat edges, you could say that were stolen from iPhone because the iPhone 4 did it originally, but I have wished they would keep doing flat edges ever since the iPhone 4. So I'm really happy that everyone's picking up on this. I think it's a good thing to share.
Dismissive way of saying it, like, oh, Samsung's settled, they're not really changing anything, which is kind of true, but also on the other hand, these are still phones that are at the forefront of 2 of some of the most advanced parts of the tech world, which is foldables and AI. So there's that.
That is a good point. Out of anyone who kind of has the excuse to make an iterative phone, I think it would be Galaxy S24 Ultra and the Flip and the Fold, because the Flip and the Fold are so far beyond anything else really that compares on the market right now. It's still within the realm, very much within the realm of like bleeding edge tech. So I like the Pixel Fold. I like the size a lot better than the Galaxy Fold. I like that stocky Passport size better. But as far as like raw power goes, definitely Galaxy's going to win over the Pixel Fold. So give props to them for doing that.
Looks just like the Fold 5. You know, square up the sides a bit more, change up the look of the camera housing just a little bit, and give it slightly thinner bezels on the inside and the outside. And that's about it. You got yourself a new generation. I mean, there's a couple other.
It looks like it folds a lot
things,
easier
like,
too.
You know, a slightly better hinge. There is a new ultra-wide camera. I think give it a little bit more interior volumes, which allows for a 60% larger vapor chamber for better cooling. But aside from that, like
60% larger
size,
vapor chamber is a big
form
change.
Factor, same.
That's a big difference.
Screen camera on the inside, just a lot of the same stuff. I think more of the focus for this phone and for the others, of course, is this new AI, this Galaxy AI thing that they're pushing. The AI thing I am not at all interested in. Google, same with Apple. I think the Apple Intelligence thing sounds stupid because they're going to share everyone's data with ChatGPT. And I've switched over to Gemini on my Pixel, but besides that, I have done nothing with AI. I am very uninterested in it. I don't like it as a concept. I don't know why people are so. This is part of it that I saw earlier. He's going to talk about how like there's a little button in Samsung Internet and you can press the little stars button and it like summarizes the page for you. But like I'm already on the page reading it. Why would I press the button so a robot can like take a guess at what it's saying instead of me just reading it in front of me? Like, that's so pointless. I mean, even in like a Google search, when it has like that little, snippet at the top and it says this is AI generated, rate yes or no. I'll read that and then I'll be like, okay, well, that's what that thinks. Let me go find someone who actually knows. You know what I mean? I don't ever trust it. I just don't like what it stands for. So I'm not into AI as much, but let's see what Galaxy has brought to the table. So now in the settings app, right at the top, there's this new Galaxy AI section full of all of the newest features, some of them genuinely useful, I'll say, others maybe not so much. Like call assist, okay, clearly that can be useful. Like there's things like the interpreter, you can speak back and forth with people.
Yeah, tools like that with AI are absolutely what AI is supposed to be for. Call assist, translating. On my Pixel, it'd be the recorder and being able to identify speakers, but it's not always right. It's almost never always right, actually. So obviously it comes with a big asterisk that this is a computer's guess. This is not a hard reality. And so many people, especially with TikTok, no one knows how to cite their sources. No one understands how to critically think through like a video or an article or a post or whatever it is and decipher whether the thing is true or not. They just see it and, oh, you said, like, there's no thought behind it, because this, even though, yes, we know that it's a guess by a computer, words on a screen are positioned as truth. That's what I don't like. But this kind of tool, this is cool. And you see style and grammar down there too.
Languages, that's cool.
That's smart.
Note Assist is going to help people summarize things inside the Notes app.
Summarizing, I'll pass.
Will summarize voice notes. All these things are pretty standard.
Interpreter, sure, because that's an actual tool.
If you use Samsung's browser instead of Chrome for some reason,
this is what I was talking about.
Hit that Stars AI button and get all the summarization you'd want of any web page that has a bunch of text on it. We've seen that before. Generative fill of some extra information from a photo you've taken is also not new.
This is really, really cool too, actually. I would classify this as a tool. So when it's just something that's like a cool thing that AI can do, like summarize a web page, it doesn't benefit me to press a button and wait for 30 seconds and then read a summary that's a guess of the page that I'm already on. At least in a Google search, it's summarizing multiple links of information in one shot. At least then it's saving you some time. And even though it's a guess, that summarizing a web page, almost never would I ever use that. I would just read the web page. This is really, really cool because this fills in. I've had this issue before too, where I go to tilt an image or like it was like off center and I didn't realize it at the time or something. And then the corners are all white or black or whatever. And you got to like copy and paste from the sky and from the grass and whatever and try to fill it in. This is a really, really smart usage of that. And the fact that it's in the gallery app now is really cool. I hope Google Photos gets this too, which probably it will be because all this AI we know is powered by Google anyway. So
app. So if you want to make a photo a wider angle than it actually was when you took it, or maybe just straighten a horizon or something and you need to fill in some corners, it seems to do a surprisingly good job at that. But then there's also Drawing Assist, which can take something you draw or sketch in Notes, even if you're an absolute piss poor artist like myself, and it generates art in any number of different styles from it in Samsung Notes. This looks almost exactly like what Apple's like.
So the use case scenario that I would use this for is like logo creation, or like if I need to illustrate something for a video, but I can't find like a specific image. Like I've done that before. I've been wanted to use something as an example, and then I couldn't remember what exactly it was. Like I can picture it, but I don't remember where I saw it or where it came from, and I can't find it. This will make better than just, drawing on paint and being like, imagine this is a person, or like, you know what I mean? This will make it a lot easier to look at, and it would be a really, really great video / post creation tool. But I also kind of have a 5% trust in any AI that can create art or drawing or editing, or you've seen those AI video editor, cut out all your silences. That's my job. I want to do that. I don't want some computer to guess when you want me to take it out, because not all silences need to be removed. Some of them are appropriate to land the idea, just like that. So anyway, that this is cool. I don't know how practically I would use this if I had a Galaxy phone, but it is cool.
Image Playgrounds app is doing. The watercolor style, a little more tame, but then there's also this 3D cartoon style, and if you give it some time, honestly, pretty impressive. I don't know if this is good art, but it's just a lot. That's a lot to do with my finger painting. Squared up sides, slightly refreshed design, and spec-wise, they've kind of matched a lot of things with the base S24. So it actually has the camera from the base S24, the 50 megapixel main camera, and the 12 megapixel ultra wide. The battery gets bigger. It goes from 3700 up to 4000 milliamp
Bigger battery,
hours,
that's
which is
good.
promising. And that inside screen
Bigger
does
battery,
also
more
get
RAM.
To 2600 nits now as well.
I'm always on board with
There's a
those
wider
things.
variety of like widgets for the outside screen. So ideally, it just gets a little bit more useful than before. These new colored metal rings around the cameras, so you can kind of visually tell, oh, this is the new one.
I do like
I'm
that
convinced
too.
that's the only
I
reason.
don't like the colored rings on the iPhone. On the dark ones, it's not quite as noticeable, but on like the regular iPhone 15, I always thought those were kind of dumb looking. Just personal preference. Again, I don't know. This doesn't look as bad as that though to me. And I promise I'm not just hating on iPhone. Maybe it's because this isn't a. Maybe this is more of a muted pastel color. Maybe that's why. I don't really know. But I don't mind this look.
They did these rings. But yeah, we'll have to see if these phones and their folding screens age better than the previous generation. Like the same level of crease, the same feel of a hinge, just overall.
Again, actually, rant on the crease. I think the crease is cool. Like, if you have a phone that has a crease, yeah, it has a crease, but you also have a phone that can fold. Like I don't know. It's it's like being charged $10,000 a month because you own over $1 billion in your account. Yeah, you're being charged over $10,000 a month, but you have $1 billion. I don't know. Like it seems like a flex to me. It seems less like a detriment and more like a flex. I don't know. I always thought the crease was kind of interesting looking, actually, but I know I'm alone in that boat.
Very similar hardware package to the last year. The cherry on top, though, is these phones are both $100 more than last year. 6 is going to be $1099 instead of $1,000, and then the Fold is going to be $1899 instead of $1799.
I don't mind that either. I never ever like a price hike, but with the amount the economy has just been completely trashed the last 4 years. And to have them really not raise many of their prices at all, I don't love it, but I'm not mad at an extra $100. I don't know. Most people are financing it anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Trending, but then there's also the wearable stuff that they announced, and I think people will be just as interested in, maybe even more interested in the wearables than the phone refresh. Dropped in a big one. There is a Galaxy Watch 7 Ultra.
I post this every single year at Samsung release because inevitably something, at least one thing, is just a direct Wish Temu ripoff of an Apple product. And I hate that Samsung does that. Like, just because Apple does a thing doesn't mean you have to do it and make it like 40% as cool. I think the Apple Watch Ultra looks really stupid. I think it's too bulky. I don't like the titanium color they used. I just think it's pointless for like 95% of people unless you're a marathon runner or you're like rock climbing or you need a 2-day battery or, very few people actually need that. So we'll see the specs on this because I didn't get this far. I have not seen this yet. But the orange, the little holes in the band to make it like the ocean band, or I forget what this one is called from Apple. But like, come on, guys. Like at least make it look like something you made, not like a half-ass ripoff of Apple. Like, come on, that just makes me irritated. And I'm going to say the same thing about these stupid earbuds because they look exactly like AirPods. I have seen those on Twitter.
In the lineup now. We saw the rumors. I talked about it on the Waveform podcast. This is something that we've been kind of expecting for a bit, and what they've finally come up with is titanium body, sapphire crystal display, same size 1.5-inch circular display as the 44mm, but
very
much
thick,
beefier body around it.
Yeah, much beefier body.
90 milliamp hour battery. It's water resistant to 100 meters. They gave it a new
That's
watch
cool.
face, dual frequency GPS, which is also coming to the Watch 7. And as you can see, they gave it this big,
I'm not sure what dual
orange
frequency GPS means. If anybody
the
knows, let me
action
know in the
button.
comments because I've actually never heard of that before.
The quick button. It's called the quick button.
No, I wonder where they got that idea from. The quick button? Oh, a programmable button on the side of the watch? I wonder where that came from.
A custom mappable, yes, activity button that can start any number of different activities or workouts or whatever you want.
I do like activity buttons.
I mean, look, it's clear that this is targeted at the Apple Watch Ultra. I don't think they're trying to hide that at all. It's literally the same name. But this one is also $650 instead of Apple's $800. So my question is basically just how do they stack up?
Slightly more acceptable.
Battery-wise, it may actually be better. They're saying it can do 100 hours in power saving mode, but also, feature-wise,
But who uses power saving mode?
accuracy-wise,
I
we'll
don't.
see. Samsung's also doing this new thing where they basically compile all of your health metrics from everything they measure into one score, an energy score.
I do not like energy scores. I know I'm ranting a lot in this one. I think credit scores, energy scores, daily readiness score, sleep scores, monthly, weekly heart points, like stuff like that. It's a pointless step. If I look and I see, you can see like the REM cycle, the deep sleep, the light sleep, you can see that. And then for my activity, I can see like my heart rates at this time, the elevation at this time, how much, like if it was like 140 beats per second, if it was 80, if it was 120, whatever it was. I can tell by that information how hard my body was working because I did it. I worked that hard. So I can use that information to help me push better next time. But taking that information and like pushing it all together into like a fake made up number is so much less effective. Maybe people love this. Maybe people, I don't know. I've never ever met anyone who's like, my daily readiness score, never once. So again, this is probably some AI thing. I'm not super into that. I'd rather just see the numbers myself so I can deduce exactly how my workout was and what I need to do better. Whatever. We'll see what else he says about it.
With AI.
AI.
Now, they also announced the new Galaxy Buds 3 and Buds 3 Pro. And they have obvious equivalents in other ecosystems as well. But there's some new cases and new designs here. Everyone's saying actually aesthetically they look like the first generation AirPods.
They do
which
not.
They're not wrong, especially at the top.
They
but
look
then
like
these
the third
long
gens.
stems on the Buds Pro actually have these blade lights to indicate different modes or statuses, which is pretty interesting. And then of course they...
Really quick comment. The thing I do really like about these is the blue, orange, and like I thought I saw some other colors too, but I could be wrong. I think they might have just been renders. But I like that they're going with a certain thing, the blue and orange. And they actually have some little design. Obviously, they stole 80% of Apple's work and then just made it sharp on the edge and added some colors. But I do like that they're actually going with common theme colors throughout the watch and the earbuds. I think that's cool.
They beef up the Pros over the regular Buds with things like ambient mode and soft tips, and finally gave us details on
Probably going to sell a
ring
lot of those at
that they
AT&T.
teased. I don't know how many months ago it was when we first saw it. And the idea is pretty simple. It's a ring. It's a 24/7 fitness tracker, something that you can wear, not what a ring does. So we finally get to see this Samsung ring, and it looks basically exactly like any other smart ring.
It's a very ugly
pretty minimal
case
on the outside. Actually, a slightly concave
like that at all.
design to avoid
Usually I
scratching,
like the
which I think is pretty
clear
clever.
plastic
and then
with
it comes
tech,
in
but I don't
three
like
different
this.
finishes on a titanium frame. There's matte black or silver or gold. I'll give you one guess at what my favorite is. And then the price will be $399, which is $100 more than the base Oura Ring price, but the difference here is no subscription cost. So the Oura Ring does have a subscription. It's like $6 a month, and that eventually adds up. But this would...
I found this Oura Ring on Facebook Marketplace, and just to get it set up, there was no trial. There was no, hey, 3 months free, whatever. I had started paying the $6 immediately. So I wanted to do it to test it. So, I mean, it's worth it. It's only $6. But, I mean, even with this, like I got with my Pixel Watch when I bought it, I got 6 months of Fitbit Premium for free. And that just ended, I think, in May, if I remember correctly. And then I went back in here again yesterday. And I realized that you can't get all of your sleep data, your full readout, unless you have Premium, which I didn't know. I haven't worn my watch to bed in months. So I just found that out. And then I hit Get Premium just to see how much it costs, so I couldn't remember. And it said, your Pixel 8 Pro comes with 6 months of free premium. So even though I bought this last October, I still had 6 months of free premium. So if you're going to charge a subscription, I really appreciate it when they actually will hand out, some for free. This doesn't have a subscription at all. So this is really good, and I'm going to test this.
It'll just be $399 for the watch. It gets all the features, all the Samsung Health stuff, but you also must use a Samsung Galaxy phone and the Samsung Health app. So yeah, I'm happy to see some competition.
Question: Samsung Galaxy phone or Android phone? If it's Samsung Galaxy phone, I will not be testing this because I don't have a Galaxy. I don't even own one. That's a little concerning. I figured it'd be Android only because it's all the same app store. I don't know why it wouldn't work on a non-Galaxy device unless they know that this is going to be the intriguing part and people are going to want to buy a Galaxy so they can have the Ring. Maybe they're doing that. I don't really know. Hopefully not. All right, so just confirming, I already finished the video. I'm partway through editing, and I did go on Samsung's website, find the Smart Ring, and message their little, help icon, and ask if it works with any Android device or is it just Galaxies, because all the verbiage is Galaxy, like how to pair with a Samsung Galaxy device, like only Galaxy devices. And she did confirm that you can use it with any Android device. It's not just Galaxy. So you will have to use it with Samsung Health, I would assume, but we've got Health Connect, that doesn't really matter. But you can use it with any Android device, so that's cool. That's it. So as a Pixel user, I think this is all really cool. I love seeing Android development. I love seeing Apple development too. I'm beyond thrilled that I can carry an iPhone as my work device and have USB-C and RCS. I never thought I would see that day. So I love seeing advancement. I'm not particularly excited about the phones, just like I said, it's not really my thing. The Watch Ultra and the Watch are really nice watches, but for how I use a watch, I don't get a benefit from having a nicer watch than the Pixel Watch. It doesn't bring me any extra functionality just to use a Galaxy Watch instead of the Pixel Watch. I do really like the Ring, and these do look like really, really nice high-end devices. So obviously give it another month because the Google thing is in August this year. Give it one more month. I'm obviously gonna go with the 9 Pro or 9 Pro XL, whatever it's gonna be. But this looks like a really, really good option if you don't like the new Pixel that comes out. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this something you're interested in? Are you gonna try the Ring? Do you not like rings? Subscribe if you don't mind. And like the video if you thought it was good. Peace.